Good evening to ya. It's Keeley, psychotherapist here at Queef for Changed. Just a quick video on conflict. One of the things, if you are having conflict with your family or anybody else, one of the things you need to be conscious of is power dynamics. Anytime I'm working with anyone and they're talking to me about conflict, issues, family arguments, all of that kind of stuff, one of the areas that I want to understand is the power dynamics that somebody may well have over you, because power matters. Sometimes if you're in conflict with someone, if people are taking the piss out of you, if they undermine you, if they treat you in a negative way, then it's really important that we are conscious about what power dynamics people have over us. And one of the things that I've learned on my own journey is the less power people have over you, so the less power that people can have over you is the better it will be for you. So freedom, as I said to somebody, is not free. We need to remember that. Freedom is not free. And often if you've been doing work on yourself, hi pretty, hey Poonam, thank you, then when we start to, find our voice or find our power, remember this, people will not like you becoming autonomous, becoming authentic. They will not like when you push back. When you push back at people, when there's a conflict situation and you become more grounded and you stop acting in the way that you used to act, people will have a problem with your change. They will have a problem that they cannot use the power dynamic over you to control and manipulate you. Yes, Poonam, thank you. Hello, Sejao. It's your girl, Keeley Taverner. I'm at Key for Change. I'm about to go home, but I didn't want to leave. Anytime you're looking at a conflict, you always have to look at the power dynamics. For example, if you live in somebody's house, you have to be mindful about going to find your voice, because people will squash you. So you need to be conscious of that. One of the things I'd always be encouraging you to think about are the ways that you can empower yourself so people have less power over you. That's it. This is the fourth tip I've offered in terms of dealing with conflict. I cannot stress enough that if you start to change, if you apply some of the tips that I've spoken about before, it will mean that you're no longer acting in the same way. When you no longer act in the same way, the aspect of power now comes in. Power. And humans will use power to get you back in your box. And that can be very difficult, and that can be frightening when you're going through that. Because people, when you change, people change. And when you see the change in them, that will astound and frighten you, especially if you're dependent on someone. And that may be for finances, housing, support. Humans will often act in very cruel and unkind ways. So, before you go speaking your truth and finding your power, speaking your truth and finding your power, be conscious of power dynamics. If you have any questions about what I'm talking about, feel free to post them below. I'm happy to answer them. I am here. I'll be here for the next few minutes. But we have to be conscious of power dynamics, because humans will naturally use power to squash you, to get you to concede, to get you back in your box. And if you're tired of being tired, if you can't keep playing the game, then this is something that you have to be conscious of, because we know that being disempowered is a factor. Feeling powerless is a factor that fuels anxiety. It can fuel depression as well, which is not great for your greatness. The reality of it is freedom is not free. And so sometimes it may be best for you to learn how to strategize in difficult circumstances, in order for you to ensure that your needs are met. In reality, sometimes you have to kiss the ass before you kick it. And that may not delight people, but it is also of paramount importance that you are discerning. Sometimes we have to be discerning in certain situations in order to best protect ourselves. Sometimes it's not always wisdom to speak our truth. It's your girl, Keeley Taverner. I am a psychotherapist. I'm at my office, I'm packing up. It's home time, but I thought I'd just give you a little video on power dynamics. If anything I've said has touched or inspired you, feel free to inbox your girl Key. I am here to be of assistance as long as I can. Do take care of you, because if you don't, no one is coming to save you, and that's the truth.